Hello everyone, I'm Mami at NEWTips Piano series. If you wonder why this channel comes with a picture of a newt, please do watch episode number 1 and I will copy the link in the description. Today I want to share tips on how to manage jumps. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you never played wrong notes when you move about on the keyboard? Having watched this video, you will never play a wrong note. Well, I'm not promising that, but at least you will learn some effective ways to practice those dreaded jumps. And as a result, you can face them without fear and be more confident in a performance situation. And confidence is actually the key to being more accurate on the piano. In my channel, I want to share useful information tips on the piano technique. So if you're interested in getting better at playing the piano, please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to concentrate on 3 specific methods today, starting with the most common way of practicing jumps. Number 1, the shadow method, moving on to number 2, the windscreen wiper method, and number 3, the index fingers activation method, where we will unlock the secret behind our index fingers. So do watch till the end. We will start with the shadow method, which is to simply cover and prepare shadowing the next chord before you play, and this is the most basic of the 3 methods we are talking today, and you can use it to practice leaps of any description. The key point here is before you play a chord to visualize and anticipate mentally the shape of the next chord. Do not play until you have thought about where you're going next. Your hands must be totally floppy when moving between the chords. So don't have your hands fixed and move like this. Flop and cover. Next chord. Flop and cover. Using each chord as a springboard to propel you forward to the next chord. Every action has a reaction. Touching and covering the surface of the keys for a split second before playing is an excellent way of producing a clean, controlled sound every time. I don't believe in always preparing before playing, as some pianists do advocate, because there are situations where you don't want a clean, controlled sound and you might want a percussive, ugly sound instead. But that is for another episode, and for now and for a lot of the times, an early arrival to the airport will help you being calm and secure. Now we move on to the next method. In the previous example was a concentration of chords in the close proximity, but this one is particularly useful when you have a large leap. Don't think about the sideways movement like this, but you open your hand like a windscreen wiper in a car to get to the bass note. Moving from there to there is a long distance, but not so much if you're only thinking about moving from the 5th finger to here. You're watching your thumb, not playing with it, but using it to locate the note 1 octave lower. Sometimes the windscreen wiper has to work quicker when the rain is heavier. Or hailstorm. Now we move on to the index fingers method. Do you know your index fingers or the second fingers are most prone to play wrong notes on the piano? This is the most flexible of all fingers. If you are to point someone, you would use this finger and not the 4th finger like this. That would be a lot more difficult. It can move a lot easier than the other fingers, but that comes at a cost. It is likely to play a lot more wrong notes than the other fingers. In other words, if you manage to tame your second fingers and train them to move to the right places, the percentage of playing wrong notes will considerably be lower. For a pianist, to master the second fingers is to solve the problem of wrong notes. If I have to move from here to here, Prokofiev second sonata, end of the first movement, I would practice moving the second finger quickly before moving everything else. Then play the rest of the chord like this. You don't want a sandwich with just the bread. You want fillings. Make sure you have nice juicy fillings. And do that with the left hand. I hope this video has been helpful. To recap, we talked about the shadow practice where you hop and use the energy generated from the previous chord to land on the next chord and to cover and touch the right keys before playing. And then we talked about the windscreen wiper method as an efficient way to move down to the bass, often using the thumb to judge the distance. Then we talked about the importance of training your index fingers to minimize playing wrong notes. But having gone through all these methods and practiced thoroughly, there comes a point where you just have to hope for the best. Honestly, in a performance situation, you come to a point where you have to not think about what is about to happen in the future, but just risk your life. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to continue to post piano lesson videos with useful tips to improve your piano playing. So please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions about what topics you would like me to cover, feel free to leave a message below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you, and see you next time.